Hey, guess what? I promised you it's October. And yes, would I think about deer hunting a little more? No, I think about it a lot. All right. But it is time for our October session in Life After High School Graduation, our video series. And we the ones that we've already covered, whether it's auto or doing your taxes, all that stuff. But one of the favorite topics that have been suggested, recommended, has been how to get the most out of your computer. And we have Alex Gordon here. And Alex, you know that I'm the worst case scenario when it comes to trying to get most out of your computer. I try my hardest to do the least on it. That's probably not a good professional move on my part. And to the younger gang that's probably watching this, Alex, they probably need a little more help. So a couple sentences about your background, where you're from, and where you are right now that makes this, the perfect match. But go ahead.
Sure. I am the director of learning technology at Alpena Community College. I have a master's degree in educational technology.
Whoa. Okay. There you go.
I've been in the tech realm. I spent a lot of time helping faculty and staff and teachers utilize the technology to the best of their ability. So it's, here, it's not just here's a computer, figure it out on your own. It's here's a computer. And like you just said, how can we get the most out of it? How can we be the most effective using this thing? How can I support you to be the best?
So really, this kind of topic is almost your day job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we're in the right room
Yep.
at the right time.
Yep.
When did computer, has this been your interest all along?
My dad worked for the state of Michigan. He was a programmer. So
Oh, okay.
we always had computers in the house, and I was always kind of fiddling with them. And then as my mom got into computers, I started helping her with them. So it's kind of a little natural. And I went into the teaching field. So I, have the ability to just teach and help people learn how to use those things. And so,
Well, that's kind of my first question. When you get new programs all the time,
Yep.
computers come outfitted with different, what does a standard computer off the shop floor, or the store floor
Sure.
have on it these days?
yeah, it depends on your three major ones are going to be Windows, you're going to have your Mac, or you're going to have your
Okay.
Chromebooks. If you're on a Windows, all of them are going to have some sort of browser installed typically. Windows is going to be Edge, MacBooks are going to be Safari, Chromebooks are going to be Google. They'll have kind of just like built-in smaller applications like a notepad, photos, that sort of thing. If you're in a Windows computer, you'll usually get a trial for the Office products. So
Okay.
Microsoft, Excel. Apple's got its own built-in. You'll get Pages and whatever their kind of area is. And then Google's going to be more cloud-based on that Chromebook. If you're an ACC student and you get a Windows computer, you don't need to go and buy the Office 365 package. You get that already.
So all of these things, and I'm going to keep butting in.
No, you're good. You're good.
So Office 365 has a lot of these service components, these assistance components
Yep.
already loaded on. You
Yep.
just have to know how to get to them
Yep.
and how to use them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. And those ones, again, it'll come free for a few months usually when you buy a new Windows computer. You can download it for free as a student, and you'll have that all on your desktop. You don't have to pay the extra licensing and all that sort of stuff. And Windows is by far the most common. So if you're going into any workplace, it's what ACC uses. Most workplaces are going to use Windows. If you're going to go into more of like an art, graphic design, movie making, you'll potentially see more Apple products, Macs. And then Chromebooks are going to be kind of more of your bargain computer. It's going to do what you want it to do, but you're going to see it more at like a high school level. If you're really trying to get into that professional realm, I think a Windows computer would be the way to go. And then if you're looking for graphic design, movie making, maybe a MacBook, but usually those come with a higher price tag.
Let me even back this down and make it even more basic than typical. I'm from the jobs world.
Sure.
All right. That's my whole background.
Yep.
And today, one of, just like showing up on time, knowing your communication skills, computer literacy
Oh yeah.
is one of the things that during an interview. They're going to say, how computer literate are you anyways? You know, and that's a fact out there, you guys, just so you know, during an interview, you could be asked that question. So what would be a solid answer for a young adult to say that they at least are literate in this and this and this?
Sure. I mean, I think that's a great point because I think it's an expectation now that you're proficient in Microsoft Office, Microsoft Excel. Outlook is the Microsoft email form. So I think a lot of companies are really looking for, especially Excel. It's a big, scary product that people don't tend to use very much because it's you can do so much with it, but you can also mess it up really easily.
Okay.
But I mean, it's great for organization. It's great for data tracking. It can, you can put formulas right in there for you. So if you're taking, if you have, some sort of balance you're trying to keep track of, you're keeping track of like sales, you can just punch in the numbers. It'll do it all for you and keep track of it for you. And so that proficiency to be able to get an Excel spreadsheet, kind of understand just some of the basics of how that formula got in there and how you can manipulate that formula is going to be huge for your productivity. And then your employers are going to love that ability too, to be able to.
So did you hear that, you guys? Don't get overwhelmed right away because you're going to screw up on a few things. I mean, and that is just, part of the learning process. But Microsoft Office and Excel are some of the computer literacy standards out there in the workplace, whether you're working in a bank, if you're working at Coletta, whatever it might be, start with those kinds of basics and that program can do a lot of extra things like keeping track of your time and meetings you might have, right? Is that, am I guessing?
No, you're absolutely right. And I've seen it used as just a to-do list. You can have it kind of color-coded that, everything in green I've got done so far.
Oh, cool.
The yellow is what's coming up. The red might be something that's really pressing. So it's a really great tool just all around. And like you said, dive in, start playing around with it, ask questions that people are more proficient in it. Don't be afraid to ask those questions. Say, hey, I want to put this formula in. How do I do it? And there's plenty of YouTube videos out there of here's a quick way to do this thing in Excel, or here's a quick way to create this to-do list or things like that. So,
remember you guys, that those are kind of the starting spots, and these videos are only 10 minutes long. I got a short attention span, so we got to stay within them. One of the things on the negative side, everybody is concerned about hacking.
mm-hmm.
And viruses, things, few thoughts, words on those kind of things.
So typically, if you're looking like antivirus wise, your Windows computer that comes with Windows Defender, your MacBook that comes with their antivirus software is going to be enough for you.
So some of it's preloaded.
Some of it's preloaded.
Oh, cool.
Typically it comes with some sort of antivirus. I mean, you can pay for the extra kind of McAfee, whatever, antivirus, but those Windows Defenders are going to be there. The big thing is going to be the phishing emails, the scam links, your password protection. My big push is get a password manager. It's an app that you can get on your phone. There's OnePass, there's LastPass. I use Bitwarden. Typically they're free. And honestly, if there's a little bit of cost to it, it's worth it. And take the time. I'm making a new account. I'm making a new password. I'm going to make it unique. I'm going to make it special characters, letters, all that sort of stuff. And I'm going to take that time to put it into my password manager. I have one extremely strong password, my password manager. That's the one password I have to remember. And so then every time I log in now, I log into that password manager, then I go look for that next one. And so it's just a really easy way to keep it varied. Again, I know it's hard to stay away from that. I use the same password over and over again, but
I love it, man.
Yeah, but if one account gets hacked, then they're all get hacked. So if you just keep varying it, it really helps out a lot. And
well, as much as we laugh and tease about that, this is doing business, doing your life business, you guys. You need to have almost a password manager, and I say that because You're going to have a life insurance password. You're going to have a bank password. You know, if you take out a loan, you know, for whatever, you probably have a separate password.
Yep.
If you're a student at a college, you're going to have a separate password. So do you remember them all? Probably not. Do you say, oh, I wrote it down and I put it somewhere? You must have been living in my house because that's what I say, you know, and don't kid yourself. There will be more coming, and you need to make sure you have that kind of information available. It's just like having an address book, you guys, or a phone number book. It's no different. You got to start professionally managing those passwords as you go forward. It's a critical thing.
Yeah. And I mean, again, I think you get an app, download on your phone. The one thing I think I take everywhere I go is my phone. So I always have it. I always have those passwords there. So then, like you said, oh, it's not written. It's written on a sticky note somewhere in a drawer of my house. If only I had it with me right now, right? It's on my phone. I got it. I can look at it anytime I want. It's there.
So we're getting towards the end. What are a couple of the things, you know, Alex, that people are asking for help for at the college anyway, right now, that's kind of on their help list?
I think a big one is just really getting into how do I get Microsoft Word onto my computer? How do I download these apps onto my computer? How can I then take those and upload them into Blackboard? Or a lot of the calls that we get. And so the big thing, we have a great help desk at ACC.
Yep.
The emails help desk at alpenacc.edu. The phone number is 989-538-7374. They're there Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. They will help you if you need to reset your password. They will help you download any of those products. They will help you, you know, if you're having internet connection problems, they can give you some ideas of what might get you back online. And if they can't help you, they'll give you to me, to Blackboard. So I think that's a huge number to know and call, and we'll get you there.
Alex is my hero because, as you can tell, he's trying to make sure if you're a student at this college, at Alpena Community College, that you do it right. You get the help you need all the time. Okay, our 10 minutes are up. Thank you, Alex, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And guess what? Before he leaves the building, we will have part 2 to this session because we you know, computer stuff is going to grow. You got to be computer literate no matter your job. You know, pay attention as it goes along, learn as best you can, but when you need help, ask for it. All right? This is Dr. Marv Pickla. We're signing off for today. We'll see you.